Howdy folks, this is Tom Bubbler here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I wanted to do a bit of a kind of discussion, kind of product review, just a series of things associated with this particular time here. And this is really a shout out to Beasts of War because I really like what those guys do. They subscribe to my YouTube channel together with about 114 odd other folk, but I really like what these guys do. I can't do the production values any justice, but I just wanted to talk a little bit about the Great War and what is turning into being a kind of interesting sub-hobby. So you can't buy this book in the US anymore. I'm not really sure what the story is with Games Workshop, but it was originally Warhammer Historical, and it's now done by Black Library Publishing. However, I had to order this book from the UK, and I had seen it actually in a local hobby store maybe 2 years ago. I didn't buy it at the time because I didn't really like the production values. They seem to have gotten slightly better in the production values, slightly less yellowing on the pages. It's still packed with typographical errors, and I can't understand why when they did the movement over to Black Library they didn't include the errata in the changes. But anyway, that's the Great War rulebook, which I'll be utilising with regards to my two armies makeup. However, I did record a video earlier about Renegade Miniatures and my experiences with Renegade Miniatures. However, it was part of a long discussion associated with September 11th that I then pulled off YouTube, part of a 3-part series. Now this is probably going to be absolutely useless because I've undercoated these guys here, I guess. Let me see, are they Brits or are they Germans? They're Germans. And they're undercoated black. So, let's take a few of these out under the Applicated close cam. Let's see if I can zoom in on that bad boy. Focus. Oh, it almost works. So anyway, these are Renegade Miniatures, which are currently black undercoated. I took them outside and sprayed them. Lots of cleanup. I ordered the Christmas deal, which was I think 24 miniatures for £12 or something like that. And it took forever to come. This is absolutely useless. I should have thought about this in advance. The lighting makes it impossible to really see the figures, but they're let's see if it focuses. They're 28mm World War I Germans. I got 24 of the Germans, 24 of the German stormtroopers, and 24 British, and they're all undercoated black. I should have thought about this, but this is going to be my my painting hobby for the next few months, actually getting them up and painted. Here we have more Germans. These are the German stormtroopers, which, as you can see, slightly less black paint on them, but still, let's see if we can get focus on that. No, let's see if I can even get it under close cam. No, not really. Move it out. So anyway, they're pretty good miniatures once I'd actually cleaned them up. It took me probably about 2 months, kind of working in the evenings occasionally, to actually get them painted up. Let's see if I can focus it. The background's too difficult. But anyway, so this is absolutely useless currently, but what I'm going to do is do video updates, basically, as I paint them. I'm going to be pretty conservative and just stick to the GW painting scheme. It's alpha on the back of the book. So, for the Brits, let's see, have the close cam. I'll be doing the Brit painting scheme, and for the Germans, I will be doing the German painting scheme. But in general, let me zoom out a little. In general, I think it's going to be quite interesting. I haven't painted a lot of toy soldiers for a number of years, but it just gives me something to do other than face in front of the screen. In general, I actually quite like the rules. I think they're obviously based on Warhammer 40,000, however they don't have magic, they're considerably simpler in play style, and I like in particular the rules with regards to machine guns, because I kind of found that lacking in the Warhammer 40k rules. But I think a very well-produced rulebook, aside from the typographical errors. The previous version was very yellow. The pages were very yellow, more yellow colouring. But I don't know. I was disappointed I couldn't actually buy this in the US. I was disappointed that I had to actually pay pounds for it and also get it shipped over from the UK. And my feeling also is probably this is a rule set that isn't particularly heavily played, and also probably, you know, not a lot of folks on YouTube putting out stuff associated with Great War. I wanted to also talk about this. I haven't bought a Citadel case in years, but I decided to pick one up to put the figures in just to kind of keep them together. I have a lot of the older Citadel cases. In fact, I have one of them here, a series of them that I've kind of packed up. But this actually has a quite a large kind of Citadel on the figure case. And the underneath of the figure case, as I checked in the stores, just flat. So this is designed to be pushed down, and similarly the actual the thickness of the plastic, very thin. Like, used to actually have some decent heft to it. And similarly the foam has changed as well. But I don't necessarily want to be too much of a stickler associated with the way things used to be, but I really think the Citadel's sticking out. It's just not particularly good. So anyway, I'm in my library, and I actually picked up this table. The neighbours had a garage sale. I picked up this table. I'm going to use it as a painting table. My window back there in the library, so I'll have that open. Various hardwoods, stuff associated with model rail stuff, which I'll continue to be doing as the host of Model Rail Radio. But yeah, this is just the library. Oh, might as well show. I have a Spitfire that I built when I was in the UK, just up there. So don't mind the mess, but I have it hanging. And there actually is my Model Rail Radio homework. If it'll focus. Which I will be painting up too. I'm going to do a series of O-scale related things, which will actually fit perfectly in with the toy soldiers. Because, well, they say S-scale to O-scale, but I think particularly with World War One theme, some World War One era trains as well, the right scale. It's quite big. I mean, if you imagine the figures are so big, the trains are obviously, considerably bigger, basically. Anyway, I guess this has been a somewhat half-hearted tribute to Beast of War, but there will be painting, lots of painting, and when the figures have any colour other than black on them, they'll probably be a lot more recognisable. So my hope is this weekend to put in a bit of time. I've got a lot of other projects on the boil currently, but I want to spend some time painting. I want to spend some time in the library, away from the computer, just doing this kind of stuff. Tom Barbalet in Las Vegas, Nevada, signing out.